Understand why white people do this. Why do y'all get so fucking upset when you see someone with a
What's going on, you guys, and welcome back again on the channel. How are you guys doing today? I hope you all are doing good and fine. And if this is your first time joining, thank you so much for joining. Please don't make it your last time. Smash the subscribe button and turn your bell notification on. So all we do here is talk about what is going on TikTok, on every other social media platform as well. And you can join the conversation, and if you don't want to miss out as well, you can smash the subscribe button. In today's video, we are going to be checking out this lady's response to someone who was trying to be anti-black in our comment section. This whole situation started when this lady went out with her friend and they randomly came across a store named Black Market. She went inside, filmed some of the stuff that they have, and she innocently posted the video on her TikTok page, which I think is very kind and nice of her to have put that market on that map. She did it just from the goodness of her heart, and then she got a comment that says, would it be cool to have a white market? Truly curious. Why are you curious? But the response she gave this particular comment is giving what it's supposed to give, which is why we are here today. Let me roll the clip so that we can see the response she gave this comment.
If white people wanted to make a market and call it white market, I wouldn't care. It is what it is. You say you're truly curious, but I don't think that you're asking this in good faith. When y'all say and act stuff like this, it reminds me that a lot of y'all feel like we're all on the same playing field. It reminds me that a lot of y'all think that everything is even, that everything is fair, that everybody has the same privileges and everybody has the same advantages. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. When y'all see pro-black things, you think anti-white. And y'all already know that pro-white means anti-black, which is why y'all bring up white people when we're praising black people. It's like y'all are aware of the oppression, but y'all still think that we have the same privileges and societal power that white people do, and we don't. For context, y'all, I went to a store the other day. It's called Black Market, and it is full of items from small black-owned businesses. It's skin products, it's makeup, it's clothing, it's mugs, birthday cards, there are pins, there are stickers. There is so much in that store. When black people make safe spaces for themselves, when we make room for ourselves to be comfortable, here y'all come asking, well, what if white people did this? What if white people did that? They have. They have. The world is your safe space. It always has been. In the past, when stuff was white only, colored only, when things were segregated, not only did y'all have your own safe spaces, we got brutalized, unalived. We got harmed generation after generation after generation. We got harmed. We didn't have safe spaces. Now, I've made it a point that I'm not arguing with nobody no more. I'm going to educate and leave it alone. If you don't take it, you don't take it. It is what it is. And just because you left this comment, I'm going to promote that business again. The store is called Black Market. It's located in Pearland Town Center. Go there, go shop, support, do what you got to do, because I want to see businesses like that thrive. And no, you weren't curious because you don't care. Because if you really cared, you would have taken time to educate yourself, because all the information is there.
I love how she responded to that comment so that the people at the back can hear. Because my own very first question is, why are you curious? It's so funny that these people think they can still play this game in 2023. People are seeing through their ignorant games, and it's not making sense anymore. We all know how the system has been, and how every time black people try to be on their own or create a safe space for themselves, we know how hard these people work to bring it down. So seeing another black person promoting a black-owned business, which seems normal to us, like let's support our brothers, let's support our sisters, became a problem to you because you are curious that what if there is a white market? There's always been a white market. Because there's no hashtag of white placed on it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Black people probably shop at white stores and white markets every single day. So why do you think, even in African countries, there are stores owned by white people, that black people shop there every single day? So why are you curious? Are you curious, or you're just being ignorant? From the picture on that comment, we can tell that it's a white person. So we know where these people are coming from. Other people join in on this conversation because a lot of people are relating to what she said and, adding their own 2 cents. Let me roll the clip so we can check out what these people are saying about this video as well.
If white people wanted to make a market and call it white market, I wouldn't care. It is what it is.
I will never understand why white people do this. Why do y'all get so fucking upset when you see someone with a black-owned business? I know it's not about inclusiveness because y'all didn't give a fuck when there was decades and decades worth of white-owned businesses catered towards only white people. Y'all ain't say nothing then. If you hate black people, just say that shit. You ain't gotta cover it up with all this extra shit. You look stupid. There have always been white-owned companies that are catered towards white people and white people only. Hair, makeup, clothes, anything. We're built a little different. So we want some products that are gonna help us specifically. What's wrong with that? If there's 15 different types of shampoo on the shelf catered to your hair, and one catered to my hair, what are you losing?
I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. When y'all see pro-black things, you think anti.
Please watch the rest of that video for context. But I promise you, bro, she said no lies in her post. Never understood why you would get so much backlash when you were proud to be black. And in reality, everything that everybody like nowadays come from black people. It seems like every time somebody try to put some shine on a black achievement, it's always getting hit with some white combatants. Just because you pro-black don't mean you anti-white. But if you feel as though being pro-black means anti-white, you're more than likely anti-black.
If white people wanted to make a market and call it white market, I wouldn't care. It is what it is.
You should watch the original video, and if you want to come back and hear my take, you should do that as well. Okay, so she's responding to a commenter who is asking the classic, why isn't there a white entertainment television question? Basically, why is it okay when black Americans do a separate thing, and it's not okay when white Americans do a separate thing? Why is there a double standard? And I think, first and foremost, there's a lot of confusion around what exactly we're saying when we say the word black in relation to black Americans. Black works as both a racial designation, which we're all familiar with, that's based more or less on the color of your skin and whether you have any African features, you are black racially. But, as we all know, race is fake. It is not a biological reality. It is a social construct. It is the overlay on a system of inequality and oppression to designate who is subject to that system. So, that is what it is. Black also and here's where it's relevant here. Black also refers to the community of people in the United States and in other parts of the country, but here other parts of the world rather, but here we're talking about the United States, who are the descendants of enslaved Africans who formed amongst themselves something of a coherent and unified culture. You could think of black as also designating, in this case, a national group. And whether you're a part of that national group depends on your heritage. You're not simply part of that national group because you happen to have dark skin and African features, or African features. The black national group is inclusive of people of many different shades, many different phenotypes, and what they share in common is a common origin heritage in the United States as descendants of African slaves. Now, as I'm sure you all know, for most of American history, up until like 60 years ago, members of the black group, the national group, were largely excluded from mainstream everything. Housing, schools, consumer goods markets, all sorts of things. And so one result of that is they tried to basically come up with stuff on their own for themselves. And although there has been integration to some extent since the 1960s, there still very much is this tradition of intra-community businesses and schools and that sort of thing. And that's why they exist. They are a product of past discrimination and past inequality. They were not created to exclude, but rather to provide an outlet where one did not exist. That's the story.
If white people wanted to make a market and call it white market, I wouldn't care. It is what it is.
The fake outrage when black people do certain shit be so funny. She was saying she was supporting a black business, and that comment was a response to that. You feel me? Like, I remember one time, it was a video on here, this was like 2 years ago, it was a young white girl, and she was talking about like black people wearing like black pride t-shirts and all this shit. And she like, what? Why can't I wear a shirt that says I'm proud to be white, or whatever she was talking about? And you really could if you wanted to, and you may or may not receive backlash for it. But either way, ain't nobody losing no sleep over that shit. You feel me? Or like, that Dr. Umar sound on there that was trending a long ass time ago, the Black Queens Forever shit. I remember a young white girl made a video of that. Like, what if I did something like this? Like, if you got on here and said you only like white men, wouldn't nobody give a fuck, Sally Lynn?
Let me know what you guys thought about what they said and the lady's response to that comment as well. One of the things that I have noticed is the fact that when there is any video, praising Black people, these people will always want to include themselves into what is going on. And I am going to give you guys 2 examples that is so recent that we all can relate to. The very first one was a video that went viral about 2 months ago of Black doctors celebrating their graduation. And there was a white man who stitched to that video and said, will anybody trust their life with these Black doctors? And I'm like, it's not even about you guys. Nobody is telling you all not to celebrate. And when you guys are even celebrating, nobody is at the back of the room hating. Like, no Black person is at the back of the room hating on you people and saying all those things. Why do you feel a need to say who is going to trust their life, or ask a question that who is going to trust their life with those Black doctors? When there has been a high rate of Black women dying during labor, this man asked that question. Second one was the follow train that happened back on TikTok when Black women were literally supporting each other. It's almost like Black supporting Black. Tell me why this became a problem for those rice-colored people, where they literally turn everything into a struggle for themselves, because they were like, why are you dividing? Why are you doing this and that? Any little time they see a little attention being placed on a Black person or a Black thing, they have a problem with it. They are still the same people that will say, go get your own. But when Black people get their own, when they start having their own and they start becoming happy in their own safe space that they have created for themselves, they have a problem. They want to bring it down. Like, why are you curious that a Black person is supporting a Black-owned business? Why are you saying, what if it was a white market? Like, what exactly is the color of your problem? They have forgotten how representation matters to Black community, and how Black people have had to do triple the work that white people would do to get the barest minimum. Like, barest minimum. We can even take a look at these creators, these influencers online. We've seen how a lot of them come online to say they are being paid less compared to their other race. And it's just a struggle in this day and age to be a Black person, and Black people just have to do double the work. The fact that Black people even have to create a separate space for themselves already tell you why they are doing that, because they are not being seen, and these rice-colored people don't create a space for them. And it's so annoying that every time this thing happens, they always compare themselves to Black people. There has been Asian markets for the longest that I can remember, and I don't see a lot of them comparing that, or I don't see a lot of them comparing themselves to that part. But if it has to do with Black people, they will literally raise their eyebrows. And this is just giving us a confirmation of their obsession when it comes to Black people. Like, people are literally obsessed with Black people at this point, because Black people have had limited options in most stores. They decided to create a safe space where they can be themselves, find their own thing, relate to their own stuff, and that became a problem. And on top of that, they have to do like times for the promotion that these white people will do. So when you see a Black person saying support Black business and you're curious, just pick your phone and type all your curiosity to Google. Google has a lot of answer for you. At least that will help you understand why it has to be like that. At this point, they should all realize that people can see through their ignorant game, because I'm so sure the person being curious in that comment section is actually not curious. They just want to make it seem like why the division, white-owned things have been in existence for the longest that we can remember. It should never be an issue to a white person why Black people want to support Black-owned business. Like, if you are curious, make use of your Google. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please smash the subscribe button and turn your bell notification on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, and I love you guys.